Have you ever held on to something, or someone, long after you knew it was time to let go? You stay, hoping things will change, praying for a sign that your love and effort aren't in vain. This is a story about that kind of hope, and the incredible strength it takes to finally choose yourself. She was the kind of person who loved with everything she had. She saw the good in him, even when it was buried under layers of hurt and inconsistency. She believed in their potential, in the beautiful future they painted together in their best moments. So she stayed through the silent treatments, the broken promises, and the nights she cried herself to sleep, wondering why her love wasn't enough to fix what was broken. Every time she thought about leaving, a memory would pull her back in. A shared laugh, a tender touch, a whispered "I love you." It felt real, at least for a moment. Hope is a powerful thing. It can feel like a lifeline, but sometimes that lifeline is actually an anchor, holding you in a storm you need to escape. She kept telling herself, just a little longer. Maybe this time it'll be different. But it rarely was. The pain started to outweigh the hope. It wasn't one big event, but a slow erosion of her spirit. It was the feeling of walking on eggshells, of shrinking herself to avoid a conflict, of her bright light dimming day by day. She looked in the mirror one morning and barely recognized the tired, sad eyes staring back at her. The person who once dreamed big and laughed freely was gone, replaced by someone waiting for a love that was always just out of reach. That was her turning point. She realized that by staying, she was betraying the most important person in her life, herself. She had to choose between the hope of him changing and the certainty of saving herself. It was the hardest decision she ever had to make. Leaving felt like giving up on a dream, but staying felt like giving up on her own life. With a deep breath and a heavy heart, she chose herself. She chose peace over chaos, self-worth over validation, and her own future over a shared past that was hurting her. The first few days, weeks, and even months were incredibly difficult. The silence was deafening, and the temptation to go back was immense. But with each passing day, she started to find herself again. She started to heal. She rediscovered her passions, reconnected with friends, and remembered what it felt like to laugh without reservation. Choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's survival. It's honoring the promise you made to your younger self, to always protect your heart. If you're in a situation where you're staying until it hurts, remember this story. Remember that you deserve a love that doesn't require you to sacrifice.